Then was where Ojukwu stood up and there was a war, and ultimately the war ended, or during the war there was a creation of 12 states. That was the beginning of the segregation. The unity of the regions were broken. Then of course there was a compromise of certain areas, and the unity or uniformity of the Eastern region as it then was broken. We had river states, cross-river states, and these people were given the impression that they were going to be overwhelmed and subdued by the majority Igbo nation in that region. And so that seed was sowed. It was nurtured over the period. And subsequently, there was a creation of 19 states, and at present, I believe it's 36 states. And all of these creations were done by military decrees. And the cumulative effect of it is that the distribution of constituencies and electoral colleges and regions became disproportionately distributed. And that's afforded the current governing authorities the ability to elect more people, have majority of say in the parliament, which has endured over the years. And of course, over the years, at the end of the war, there was a pronouncement of no victor, no vanquish, but there was no reintegration of the people. And by a fusion of time, young men have grown up who do not witness the war, but they have come to a country that does not really accept them and do not give them opportunities. I'm aware if you're coming from Abia State, you're expected to score 380 points to get into a university. And if you're coming from a far away state, you may have
We dish out enlightenment. And just what you said before, also what I said, you know, for you to have a Nigerian, nationality, what you need to do is only just go to local government area and receive a letter of recommendation. It's finished. It's the Fulani government, they put it there on purpose, so that immediately anyone that comes from Sudan, from Central African Republic, as they are coming in, you know, they are getting recommendation letters as a, now they'll be given ID cards immediately. That is what is required, nothing more. So now there is something I want to read, you know, so that you also shed light on it. It breaks two hours ago. The British High Commission in Nigeria has acknowledged the receipt of the letter written on behalf of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, MAZI Kano, seeking its support as a British citizen. In the acknowledgement letter sent to Kano's council, Aloy Ejimako, on Tuesday, the 6th of July, 2021, the British authorities guaranteed the protection of Kano's welfare. Ejimako said that the letter specifically stated that Kano will get support and welfare of the British authorities. Now, I want you to expatiate on what they mean by welfare, entering on or guaranteeing his authorities guarantee the protection of Kano's welfare. You know what baffles me? Now they are talking about welfare. Expatiate and let the listeners hear. Let them know whether there is any other thing under normal circumstances, whether there is any other thing the British government should have done as a holder of their passports during the abduction, apart from playing the lip service of, okay, it's commendable, but I don't know if, for example, a white British was arrested and not arrested, abducted and taken to another country, how would they have reacted like this? Please shed more light on the generality of this issue again, and this letter being received. Go on, MAZI.
Like I said, these are international matters and they border on sovereignty. If Nnamdi Kanu is within the sovereign territory recognized by the British authority, then the British authority would only be able to intervene within the realms of law as they can, and to guarantee someone's well-being. The word well-being is quite encompassing. Well-being can mean they ensure that it's safe. Well-being can mean they ensure that it gets well tried. Well-being can mean if it's a trial is not being properly done, they will intervene if necessary by force. It's a diplomatic statement, and one must appreciate their concern, having spoken that they will guarantee and ensure his well-being. Then those are matters that can be brought back to them if his well-being is being trampled upon. That's the way such a letter would be couched. And so on the surface of that letter, one must applaud them for recognizing that the citizen of theirs is in a situation and they have intervened. So they keep an eye and watch over. If there's an abuse, then they will intervene. If that abuse is such that is necessary to employ the power of force, then we would expect them to do so. That is a clear signal that they are alert to the situation a citizen of theirs is in. Of course, limited by the fact that Nnamdi Kanu can also be said to be a citizen of Nigeria, all based on the fact whether he has renounced Nigerian citizenship or not. But he always said he wasn't a Nigerian, that he's a Biafran. And that's the position. But the reality is, as my people would say, why would Okoro intervene in the matters of Nwankwo? Is it Okoro that is supposed to die when Nwankwo is there? Nwankwo needs to rise up. The people of Nigeria, the people of the East needs to rise up. If they feel what is being done is not right. If you just sit down passively and expect external powers to intervene, then you're just being passive. What are the governors of Abia State doing? Is this not a member of their community? What is Oji doing? Is it not the senator of
MAZI, you are speaking as if you don't know. These are even the people that want him killed, dead.
Well, if that is the position, then those that elected these people into the place, do they want him killed? If they don't want him killed, then they should take precautions and ensure that both these persons are not serving them, and take precautions and actions that will remedy the position. You can't just sit back and begin to give excuses. The people that elected T.A., Kbaud, and the like should rise up. They should rise up. There is no situation in where there is a difficult situation that difficult decisions are not made. That's the reality. So I don't understand why it's always a question of external powers that we are looking at, when that which we are seeking is within our reach. If these people are not doing what they should do, they should be brought to book. They should be spoken to. If need be, the elders should approach them and discipline them accordingly. However you want to stretch the word discipline is a matter for you. But the reality is that it's just a shame, really. It's a shame. Nobody's speaking up.
MAZI is
unless, of course, all of them are stooges of the situation or the authorities as they are. This is the democracies where people have a right to express themselves, have a right to demonstrate, persuade people. You don't come to demonstrate and you pick up guns and shoot young boys and girls, and everybody sits back and lets it quell. It's unacceptable, and it must be called out for what it is. And until the people in the place are able to call it out and face the consequences, then that's going to continue. I don't believe in all this invincibility of the few people that are cited now and then. I believe the population of the Southeast people is quite substantial. I believe the population of the Southwest people is quite substantial. I believe that the leaders of the country in general are not up to 1 million people, those that are holding political positions. If the nation rise up against 1 billion, they would sit up. When it's the Chinese people demonstrated, the armored tank driver stopped his car and stepped out and joined the demonstration.
But MAZI,
the man was willing to lay down his life.
You made. Let me come in before you continue. You know, the Chinaman Square example you gave, the driver or the military man in the armored vehicle, he was blocked by a citizen without arms, and he stopped. Do you know that in Nigeria, if you watch that video, it happened in the 80s, I think 89. Anywhere, if the armored vehicle wants to turn right, the guy will turn right to block it. Anyway, he wants to go, he will go and block it there. But do you know that if it's in Nigeria, that ammo, you don't dare it. They will, that ammo tank will run over you and nothing will happen. That is the problem in Nigeria. You know, as I told you, as I said before, the main issue why there is impunity is because of joining people with different ideologies. They brainwash these people this side, they brainwash the other people this side, so that when you have a genuine cause to rise up, now the other people will not see that genuineness in the cause of what you're doing. Now they will attack you as individual. They will look at your social status. They will look at your religious, but they will attack you with religious background or ethnic background. And there ends everything you want to do. That is why Nigeria is evil. I'm telling you before God, it's evil.
I note all that you have said, but I don't believe that there can be no collaboration. There can be collaboration. The issue that occurred in Tiananmen Square about 30 years ago, it's an indication of that. There are casualties, apart from the fellow who stood in front of the armored tank and eventually the driver came down and the revolution or the issue was resolved positively. The issue is that men ought to be men. We had men who rose up and opposed the colonial masters as they deemed it. They were casualties. We had the man who rose up in defense of Ironsi. I think it's Fajui. They were casualties. The only reason why there's an agitation today for Biafra is simply because Ojukwu rose up and called that situation for what it was. We cannot resign and say that there is no remedy, because that's what you're suggesting. Yes, there are.
Because the remedy I see in it is balkanizing Nigeria. Pure and simple, honestly speaking. Because there is no way.
The remedy would be, as is being called out, the ills of Nigeria, resist the ills of Nigeria. If need be, if the people cannot coexist, then let the people walk their different ways. I see the agitation coming from the southwest. I see the agitation coming from the southeast. I won't see the agitation coming from the north. Everybody's asking they want to be by themselves. So what needs to be done is to collaborate with these individuals who want to be by themselves.
And that is what is going on. Mazi, let me also say this. Let me bring to your notice.
And then if the Nigerian government wants to actually have a country called Nigeria, then they need to redirect and reorder their activities and intentions.
Mazi, let me
because if everybody in Nigeria was living well, this would not have a reason.
Yes.
Yes, I'm all ears. Go ahead.
Before you go on, can you imagine a governor, a serving governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai, likening the kidnapping of children, school children, by so-called bandits, because all these things are done by the Fulani terrorists. Now, he said those people, they are businessmen. They shouldn't be treated like MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Do you remember when the Minister of Information, he's on records, he's not spoken or written by us, is carried on the news. Lai Mohammed, they asked him, why can't you bomb all these places? The bandits, the so-called bandits, Fulani headsmen, bandits, they are operating, killing people, kidnapping. He said no, because of They don't want to destroy the flora and fauna, the forests, because of ecology. Listen, but they bombed Olo with alacrity, as you say. They bombed Biafra land. Any part of Biafra land, it doesn't matter. The forest it doesn't matter. Even a serving governor of Imo State was boasting that he will bomb again. He will bomb everywhere. So now, with all these things, El-Rufai said that, look, they always protect their own. A politician calling killers and kidnappers terrorists, saying that they are doing, it's just they are doing business. They kidnap and you pay ransom and they leave your children. You know, he's defending them. How do you think that with all this, whereas anything that happens in ordinary, you know, self-determination with flag, they see it as a call for war? What do you think if there is this type of abduction of school children in our land? What do you think? All hell would have broken loose. Instead, you see in social media, the other day, you see a Fulani terrorist on video. They were speaking outside, he was speaking outside with laughing, eating and dining with politicians, with the gun and armed to the teeth, and they were all laughing. How then do you think that, you know, with the mentality, let me add again, with the mentality of conquest mentality from the Fulani, because for them they are still going on the mission, the unfinished mission of Ottoman Dan Fodio since 1804. You are calling, if you call yourself a Nigerian from South or Middle Belt, they themselves, they believe that they are the owner of Nigeria. Either they own it or nothing. That is why they came to our land. They brought people, Fulani from everywhere. They came to our land for Ruga. They were killing us, raping our children. Our governors, they can't do nothing. The people you are trying to put into, let them do something. They were powerless. I have my sister, my elder sister, every time he complains to me. The Fulani, they are destroying their farm. They will farm, and Fulani, they are destroying everything with their cows. And if they meet the traditional ruler, he said, nah, this matter pass me. They cannot talk to police because it is a no-go area. They even turn and arrest you. How then what are we still waiting for looking? This is the reason why our leader, you know, brought up this ESN, Eastern Security Network. And you still all hell broke loose. Where are we going? Are we going to continue running? If we rise up to protest peacefully, we play cards, they kill us, and nobody talks. Nobody acts, not only talking, but acting against evil. Nigerians support evil. MAZI, please, over to you.
It comes down to the same thing I was pointing out. You know, when you look at the population distribution of Nigeria, there are about 5 or 6 million Fulani people in Nigeria. There are quite multitude of hundreds of millions of Yoruba people in Nigeria. There are quite a multitude of hundreds of people of the southeastern region in Nigeria. And obviously, you have pointed out that the Fulani man does not have territorial boundaries. So whatever you are as a Fulani man, you're a brethren. That is good for them. I don't have anything against that. I also think that wherever you are as a Yoruba man, to another Yoruba man, you're a brethren. I should think the same applies to the Igbo man and the Eastern man in Nigeria. Wherever you are as an Igbo man, you're a brethren. And so if the Igbo man cannot see that he's a brethren to the next Igbo man and collaborate with him to protect his brethren, then really the problem is not with the Fulani man. The problem truly is with the Igbo man or the Southeastern man. So the Southeastern man needs to call himself to a meeting and resolve their conflict. And if amongst them there are moles, then they should weed those moles. That's the first step you need to take. And then if you present yourself as a block with a voice, then obviously you'll be listened to. Because from all you're indicating to me, the Fulani man is presented himself as a block. He looks after his brethren. So why can't you, the Southeastern man, present yourself as a block and look after your brethren? What they need to do is call a house meeting, clean out their home, ensure that their manifestations are uniform and that their presentations are uniform. Unless you tidy your home, you're going to be sleeping in a cobweb of death. So it's up to the Southeastern man or the Igbo man or whatever you are. You need to collaborate and clean your home. If you cannot clean your home and you're expecting someone else to come in and clean your home, then you're just a dreamer. So they need to tidy up themselves. If they have moles amongst themselves, they should weed those moles. Then we can be taken seriously. There's no point staying up 24 hours and lamenting. Nobody gives you power. You need to tidy up yourself and be strong enough to wrestle and take over power if you have to. Otherwise, you remain complacent and cry from generation to generation. You need to arise and tidy up your home. That's the point.
MAZI IPOB is here. That is what we are doing in order to tidy up our home.
You need to do that. You don't need to tidy up your home by constantly blaming your neighbor for having a clean home. You get up and emulate what you think is good and do the same. If a group of people who describe themselves by whatever name they go fill your backyard and they are abusing your mothers, your sisters, and your daughters, and you keep lamenting without taking precautionary measures to ensure that doesn't continue, even if it's at a great cost, then you can only have yourself to blame. Yes, that's just as simple as it can get.
MAZI, thank you very much, for this conversation. And I don't know whether you have any closing remark before I open my lines for Biafrans to call in.
I don't think if there's going to be calling that it's time to close the remarks. Closing remarks yet. But, all I think is that the Southeastern man should arise. Keep your house clean.
Okay, that is, as I said, okay, it reminds me so that we push a little bit. As I said before, this is why IPOB and what IPOB is doing. It's a very tedious job. It's very, very tedious. I'm telling you.
I recognize the efforts.
First of all, yes. Let me come in here.
MAZI Nnamdi Kanu in pointing out and sensitizing people to the ills that are out there. But what about the people that are sensitized?
Yes.
If the people that are sensitized in the majority understand that the symptoms of the disease which is pointing out is still there, that means the disease is not treated. What you really need to do is treat the disease. Weed out the rotten apples amongst yourselves. And then have a new vineyard.
Let me tell you, there are many rotten apples. There are many. Right? The problem that is
the number of rotten apples. Let
me interject here. The problem we are having right from after the war, every Biafran, can I say every Igbo man, first of all, as you mentioned in your earlier statement, During the war, Gowon divided us. And, our people are conscious of, I can say clannish in nature. Once we are in one region, all of a sudden they start calling that region, they create states. All of a sudden you see people start answering the name of the states. They give, preference, or they give preference. Even they are still giving preference to the name, the created name they are being called, than their real identity. Is a call for concern. That is something sometimes I think deeply about. Because it is not only us that where states we are created also. In the North States we are created. After all, the Fulani, they don't even recognize the country boundary. They don't take it as something that we, differentiates them from their own kids and kin. That is something that I used to respect them. They defy even European imposed African boundaries, and they make sure that they are still the same. But in our own, look at Wema from Imo State. They put some parts in rivers. Now, for them, there are no more Igbo people. You ask, who are you? They say, we are rivers. It's a call for concern. That is why we are talking here day and night to restore our people, restore back the thinking faculty, the common sense of our people. We have Kaduna State, we have Gobe, Jigawa, all these states. You never hear a Fulani man come and say, you ask him, where do you come from? I say, no, I'm a Jigawa Fulani. No. It's only in our land. Although this is a groundwork they did. It's a very, they put this thing right from after the war so that to make sure that they divide us. There will be gully, not even crass gully everywhere. And that is what we are suffering. That is why to bring back our people is a very tedious job, but that is what we are doing. Continue, Mazi.
I have dealt with that. The matter is simply the same. If you need to put your house together, you put your house together. If you have a leaf to borrow from the next neighbor, you'll borrow the leaf from the next neighbor. I am not unaware of these issues. So these are things that you need to educate your people about. That's why you need to call a home meeting. But I'm not also unaware of the Aruman who says Nwa Richo, Nkpola Icho. The Aruman recognize an Aruman, whether it's from Arundizog as an Aruman, whether it's from Arulajali as an Aruman, whether it's from Arafi as an Aruman, whether it's from Arumuahia. I think that's the way it is. But if individuals, I think they're the minority, deep down in the heart of the Igbo man, I think he knows he's an Igbo man. Deep down in the heart of the Ibibio man, I think he knows his lot lies with his Igbo brothers. Deep down in the heart of the Efik man, I think he knows his lot lies with the Igbo man. Deep down in the heart of the Okrika and Ikwere man, Kalabari, and what have you, I think they know where their lot lies. The same thing happens to the man from Delta State, even some part of Edo State. But the reality of it is that you magnify the things that are seemingly wrong. But the reality of the truth is simple. You need to put your house together. You need to educate your people. And to do that, you need to empower your people. You need to create wealth. I think the greatest problem is the privation of wealth. Therefore, You find persons that ought not to go up cap in hand, begging for crumbs. And when they get crumbs, they are mandated to suppress their persons. So you need to take your destiny into your hand. You need to empower yourself. You need to create wealth. I know that if you're coming from the Southeast, you're required to score maybe 300 points to get into university. And if you're coming from the North, you're required to score perhaps 10 points to get into the university. This is a means of empowering themselves. So you need to create more schools, get your people to come to school, empower them, educate them. You need to put pressure to open up your seaports. You're all collected in Lagos because that's where the seaport is. You're all collected in Abuja and the North because that's where Julius Berger is and construction is. You need to begin to develop yourself. You need to begin to weed your house of persons that are not in support of your positions. They need to know that the place is not conducive for them to continue to operate the way they are operating. If a man is elected into position and is not serving the cause for which he is elected, he needs to be brought to attention. That's I think is the beginning of the solution. We can't live by constantly blaming a man who recognizes his nest of kings. If the Fulani man feels that every Fulani man is his brother, then the Igbo man must feel that every Igbo man is his brother. Then the Southeastern man must feel that every Southeastern man is his brother. There is always a conflict, even in the heavens. Satan took his stand, and those who recognized him went with him. God took his stand, and those who recognized him went with him. You need to take a stand. God can't sit back and be saying Satan is taking over his throne. You rise up to the challenge. That is the course that you need to employ. I respect Nnamdi for pointing out these abnormalities. I understand the criticisms that he has gotten. People are not comfortable with his manner of delivery. But nobody has said that the substance of his delivery is wrong. And I don't see how form can defeat substance. If you agree with the substance of his delivery and you have a better way to deliver it, why don't you teach or join and deliver it in a better way? But to sit down and want the young man to be incarcerated or abused, I don't think that is appropriate. But like I said, we wait to see what the judicial system says. But the real issue is the people themselves. The people themselves.
MAZI, I think.
I don't know if you get my point.
Yes, I get your point. Soon I'm going to open my lines. Before I do that, also I want to point. Yes, what you're saying, you're on the right track. You are saying the same thing. The issue is our people in political position. First of all, they impose people against our will. That is number one. Otherwise, why should Anambra election result, for example, the result will be counted in Abuja? Does it make any sense? It doesn't. Okay. Look at the example I gave to you before about how the Fulani headsmen were killing and raping us. We are shouting it here every day. We are urging our governors to form security outfits like Amotekun when they did their own. They were. It was landing in on deaf ears. And our leader formed ESN in order to combat the menace. Because every time we were lamenting, people will come up here and spoke and cry. Oh, they kill. Oh, they have killed one of us in the village. They killed many of us, this and that. They attacked and killed many people in Ozo 1, Yenugu. And the governor of the state came out and started complaining, oh, I called the Sorok the time of the attack. Attack that took lasted for many hours by not less than 500 to 600 terrorists. Most of them on motorbikes. Tell me, when a governor, the chief security officer of a state, start complaining, crying, that we can't do anything, only to pray. Now, what do you think? Our leader, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, floated ESN in order, out of frustration, and all hell break loose. Even the governor now, they are the people that turn around in order to fight against. They invited the military might in order to kill our ESN, to fight them, bomb them. The people that are clearing our bushes. Do you see what we are fighting, what we are seeing in this fight? That's why we are in a messy situation. That's why our leader said the restoration of Biafra is the toughest job. And that is what we are doing. Because first of all, we are acting, we are talking. We are trying to, go to the mindset, the mentality of our people to reset it. Just reset it. The way people reason, we reset it. So that, as you say, people should act. Now people can see the reason for acting. So that while acting, people will not be able to be bought with money, with 1,000 naira or 1 cup of rice. Now people will have dignity. People can be, somebody could be hungry and you give him 1 bag of rice and he will say no, just to buy him, and he will say no. Though I'm hungry, but I'm not going to take this thing. That is dignity. You understand? Because they bust out into a situation, very difficult situation. Mazi, go on before I open my line.
The point is a reiteration of what I have said before. It's a matter of you tidying up your home. If your governors are not doing what they should do, then you need to call them to book. You need to call them out. You need to take disciplinary measures. You need to do that. If you elected them in, or if they are forced upon you, you must resist the force upon you. If you elected them in, then you must bring them to book. If you have moles amongst you, then you need to weed it away. If you have your garden and there are weeds in it, you need to clear the weed. Nobody's going to come out and clear your garden for you. And I've pointed out the issue of people going up with cap in hand, begging for crumbs. It's simply a question of not understanding your inheritance. So those who appreciate their inheritance should call these people to book. I'm certain it's not impossible to do.
Of course, that is what we are
doing. You must. The issue of anybody in a position of power having been elected into place, not doing what he should do, that means that person needs to be brought to a meeting. That's just as simple as it can be. And I'm sure with such meetings, where there'll be proper education and understanding of what needs to be done. Why would your northern brethren be able to call his brothers and they listen to him, and you're not able to call your brothers and he listens to you? It simply means you're not taking the appropriate measures and not using appropriate words.
Thank you,
It's
Mazi.
time you take yourself up.
Thank you, Mazi. I think I'm going to open up the lines now so that people will call in order to also aid their views on our discussion. Because as I said before, we are unorthodox. We do things in our own way. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you via Radio Biafra London. Our leader is MAZI Okukano, who is still in the dungeon of the Nigerian terrorist government. Today is the 7th day of July 2021. I am here, MAZI Jonathan Chinedu, with MAZI Godwin Aburi Ijeomanta Esquire. I will be right back. I'll go on a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open my lines. Don't go away.
The more we fight together, the more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. Rising soul, rising soul, yeah. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Believe it or leave it, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. We've been crying, the world claim not to hear. Then we've been lamenting, the world claim not to hear. Our tears flow, the world claim not to see. And our blood flow, the world claim not to see. This is a crime, oh no, against humanity. Oh no, yeah, this is a crime. Eritrea spoke up, they were given independence. South Sudan spoke, they were given independence. Namibia spoke up, they were given independence. Give me the reason my people got to be neglected. Give me the reason my people got to be rejected. Give me the reason our freedom got to be a crime. Give me the reason our own freedom got to be denied. Hey, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. I tell you what, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Hey, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Believe it or leave it. Oh no. Whoa.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Our lines are now. You can call us on this direct line +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our subline is +61 405 142 547. Also on Signal. That line is Signal. You can also call on Signal. It's good. +61 4 142 547. You call you as you have listened to our discussion, our interaction with MAZI Godwin Aburi Ijeomanta Esquire. You can call us now.
No freedom of worship, no freedom of religion, justice denied.
Caller on direct line, you are the first caller. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller,
Yes, can you hear me?
the whole world is listening. Please go on. Caller on WhatsApp. Please hold on. I'll come to you. Caller on WhatsApp. Go on. Caller on direct line.
Yes. My Jonathan never call you a made to our lady is not talking over 4 days. Jonathan.
He will come, he will talk. There are many things. Go on. With
my Jonathan, that's our elder brother that is with you there. May you put camera and bless you. We have said it all. But Jonathan, Biafra is all over the world elected. If we are joking with our life, if we are joking with our generation, this generation, if any Biafra is all over the world, anywhere you are, as long as you know you are a Biafra. If you feel that we are joking generation, then not the Colonial free. That he is joking. Then you all are joking because I'm not joking. Then not the Colonial is just joking. See, Biafra explanation is too quick to carry them a direct. Mazi Jonathan, pretend there's no way Britain can hold this generation up. It's a lie. America can hold and never hold Biafra hostage. It's a lie. We are erased. And we all know our politics need God. Biafra is all over the world. Take care, big and right and this message. Before Magani Makata Abugele, Akono Hulu, Biafran, forget about every other nation. We are Biafra. Akono Hulu, chapter 22. Every Biafran, anywhere you are, if you are a religious leader, if you are a governor, if you are a senator, as long as you know that you are a Biafran, now Zahe Korea from as long as you know, both start to start and start to eat, you are Biafran. Study this message. Luke chapter 22, from verse 1 to end. Very, very important. But do you see verse 6, verse 11, verse 35, underline and verse 30. Study it. Our leader is repeating that history of Jesus. If you don't have any money at all, buy knife and chop it to everybody the point. Chop it. MAZI said that 26. Very, very important. Then they must come out before that. If we decide, see, all these governors, any of you people that dare us, that dare to go to Biafra, this message today, my name is Okechukwa. I'm from Umuawali province, Biafra land. I come from Amba province, Biafra land. The ancient land of the Ndembulande, Ketalang, where the men of Amazon, they were in a land of Chireka. Akono Exodus chapter 20, from verse 1 to end. When I say verse 1, verse 2, very, very important. Only to quote that God that created you, Mazi Jonathan. That God that created every human being. Verse 2, verse 23, and verse 24. Shekena, I want to Jesus to get a low one. I want to have a low one. Oh, to go to Kbaud, you can not get Cyprus. Mazi Jonathan. I can't come to catch Colonial. We do. Fulani, we are coming. We are coming.
Yeah,
you see Joshua chapter 3, from verse 1 to end. When I see verse 7 and verse 10, we are advancing. If you know you are a Biafra soldier in America, you are a Biafran soldier, any force where you be all over the world, get prepared to restore your fatherland. Joe Biden cannot do anything. Pretend if you mess up, we'll drop up there and start that one. When I see 1 Samuel chapter 15. Okay, my Jonathan, camera there. Upon 1 Samuel chapter 15 from verse 1 to end. When I see verse 22, verse 23 and verse 29. Very, very important. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Mazi protection in the prison.
Thank you.
Where you see Mazi as whiter than white and whiter than snow. Makama never get that book. Akono, you don't put that. Also to coach Kabama Pola, opening for castle, going to Caro, Mother Blick, no one. After some guy goes at the ticket after 3. For me, I said 8 and 9.
Mazi, round up. Thank you very much.
Like n'orie n'afọ na mkpọ ya Maazị Jonathan Okwukele all hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Please, our people should be, once I say it's okay, round up, you do it, please. Stop making me to shout, please. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Because many people are calling. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
I think I'm on.
No, I mean caller on WhatsApp. There is caller on WhatsApp, and there is caller on Signal. I'm talking about WhatsApp first before coming to Signal. Signal, hold on. What is happening? Caller on WhatsApp. Are you still there?
Mazi Jonathan.
Yes, welcome to the program. Mazi, are you not hearing me?
Mazi Jonathan.
Yes, go on. It's you. Go on. Mazi, go on. It's you I'm talking to. Caller on WhatsApp. Go on.
Mazi Jonathan. My name is Mazi Chukwu Kadebe Okoli, calling you from the United Kingdom. Mazi, there's one point you made that I want to talk about.
Is this a radio before?
You know, you said
please caller on direct.
We
please
are
hold on.
here
I'll bring you in
to educate our people because our people have missed the road. The point you made is that we are, especially the Igbo extraction, are the one that want Nigeria most. And that's why after the war, after they killed us, the remaining ones came out and started step by step developing Nigeria. They went to North, they went to West, they went to Midwest, and they went everywhere developing Nigeria, building. Anywhere you go, you call it your home. You will see people that is from Enugu, from Anambra. You will come back for Christmas. Before you know it, he say, "I'm going." When you get to Lagos, "Oh, I'm back home," because he believes that is his home. Now we are tired of that one Nigeria. I had our brother his advice and all what have you, but let that advice. I want them to know that the people you want to call and talk to, they are scattered. These people, they are scattered. They are still out. They only know about their stomach and their family and nothing more. It's possible to call somebody back. The only person they wanted to call back was the only politician that stood for Igbo people, which is Abaribe. I remember when his people collected money and gathered the one to recall Abaribe because he's talking to the President Buhari. So this is what you will see in that country called Nigeria. Have you ever seen any politician who resigned? Have you heard of resignation? Not even only politician. Have you ever heard of resignation again in that country?
Impossible.
But this Britain that is controlling them, because that they are, let me call it, is equivalent to Minister of Health in Nigeria. They call it here Secretary of Health, so that your head will not blow. Oh, I'm minister. Here they call them secretary. Because that he embraced his girlfriend in his office during COVID time. He made the law that people should not stay together. But he went and embraced his girlfriend. He resigned. And it's journalists that pinpoint it out, not politicians. The journalists of this country. Because the journalist of that Nigeria, I will say, is the one supporting the evil. Together with the police, they have that are, especially the police that are living in one bedroom in that their barrack. They will be the one to go and shoot 4 people on the road. So what are we talking about? What we need is the only thing they hear is force. Force. Kill them as they are killing you. Kill them. If you see when they come from the Eastern Security, that all of them they went behind. You look at the language of this useless man in Enugu there. Oh, it's good, but let them not use it to start, fighting other people. That is inciting violence somewhere. So they are not hearing. We can't talk to them because they are testers. They are above everybody. So, my brothers and sisters, we must focus. We must get this Biafra. Our children will not come to suffer what we are suffering. We must get this Biafra. By Jonathan, may God continue to bless everyone that is supporting and making sure that Biafra is restored. And every sabot, every person that is talking against Biafra, then his generation be wiped out. In the mighty name of Chukwuka, I pray.
He said, MAZI. He said,
thank you, MAZI.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Caller on Signal, please. You can go on now. Thank you for holding on. Caller on Signal. Can you hear me? Caller on Signal. Can you hear me? Caller on Signal. Are you still there? MAZI Ifeanyi Chukwu Madabuchi. Caller on Signal.
Hello?
Caller on Signal. I'm talking about. Caller on WhatsApp. Hold on, please. Caller on WhatsApp. Hold on. Caller on Signal. Are you there? I don't really understand. They are listening to the device instead of listening to the phone.
Please, you can go on now. Thank you for holding on Signal.
Caller on Signal. I think I will go. Let me pick caller on direct line first, please. Welcome to the program. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Thank you very much, MAZI Jonathan, my big brother. I appreciate you so much for your good job. I appreciate our leader and Biafra's worldwide. MAZI, your brother, good calling from my location. MAZI, there's something I need to say here. You can remember, Biafrans can remember when I just want to put some reference from what our brother you were anchoring this evening session with. I want that our brother, if he's listening, to understand that there is a time our leader went to a negotiation with these Eastern governors. He went there and said to them, go to Abuja, tell them, this is what my people want. And they came there in that governor's lodge with a bag of Ghana must go. He rejected it. It's on record. And the same governors that my brother was saying we should hold them responsible, and if they don't know what to do, we should talk to them. My brother, the same governors are the ones who conspire, who tell Fulani to bring soldiers to kill a leader in his house.
Please, caller on WhatsApp and Signal.
Hello.
Hold on, I'll come to you. Somebody on direct line is speaking. Go on, MAZI. Go.
The same governors that bring up Operation Python 1 and 2 and 3, the same governors, they are the ones, my brother, if you're there listening, they are the ones who conspire within Yamwodo to go and kill MAZI Nnamdi Kanu in his house. And today, they are not talking about the people they kill with the trauma, his dad and his mom and our people were killed in the same killed that day. Would they be talking about Raya? Would they be talking about the jump bell? We are living with hyenas and jackals. We are living with the dead people in Nigeria. Believe you me. The same governors that this man pleaded with them. What they do is to go and kill him. MAZI, what I want to tell Biafrans this night, everybody should stop saying, even Biafrans, go to social media, go to any radio station, any television station, any channel, whoever he is, who is saying about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu trial, tell the bastard that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is no good. There is nothing like trial. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is not standing any trial. They should release him and release him to go back where he came from. As simple as ABCD. I am not in the people who will say MAZI Nnamdi Kanu should trial. Start trial for what? Start trial for what? What is our trial for? I am asking Biafrans. What is he trial? Is he going to stand? Which trial? What did he commit? Do you know, Biafrans, do you know that the guy that bombed Madala, the guy that bombed the church in Madala, was released in the court by Buhari when he was alive? Do you know that this injustice are becoming, it has becoming something else. There is two laws, one in the east, one is for the south, and one for the north. There is two laws in Nigeria. If you don't know, one is for the southern people and one for the northern people. Our leader is not standing any trial. Our people should go to social media and flood it. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu should be released and sent back to where he come from. As simple as ABCD. This is what we are going to be telling the whole world. As for Kenya, as for Uhuru Kenyatta, I have told the people, I have told our people, put your eyes on the ground and let's watch anytime he comes to Europe. If he goes, we know that we are not IPOB. Our leader was adopted. He was adopted. He was kidnapped and tortured for eight good days by the authority and by the government of Kenya. A man that was going on his own, who gives Kenya the right, Kenya government the right to hold him, who gives the Kenya right, torturing him and returning him to Nigeria to be killed. Our leader is not going to be. It's Nigeria. I want to tell our people is that everybody should remain calm and let's watch how he plays. Chukwuka Kbaud is in our side. Anyhow Nigeria want it, we will give it to them. Anyhow we want it. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu will never die. Nothing will happen to him. I believe that. You see these Fulani people, Erifai made it clear. Erifai, you know, I don't know if they think the international community are stupid. He said that bandits are doing their normal business. Oh, you will station your brothers in ransom. You said they are doing their business, and you are releasing all the Boko Haram, giving them amnesty, recruiting them in Nigerian police and civil servants. Imagine Nnamdi Kanu who never kill anybody. You are not him and put him in jail. MAZI, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
There were MAZI. It's really sad when somebody will open his mouth and say kidnappers, killers are doing their normal business of kidnapping and asking for ransom. It's highly absurd. Caller on Signal. Are you there? Can you still hear me now? Caller on Signal. Are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Yes, the whole world is hearing, please.
Well, I was hearing you the other time, but it was technical malfunction, but you weren't hearing me.
Okay,
so,
go on.
All right. My name is Ifanchukwu Madabuchi, and I'm calling you from my location here. My brother, I salute all Biafrans all over the world, and our leader, of course. God bless him. God preserve him for us. And I salute and I greet your guest tonight. You know, because certain things have to be said and said authoritatively and repeatedly. So
hello.
Things. I want
please
to touch
caller on direct line. Please hold on. I'll bring you in. Okay.
So I want to touch on the part of you know what he said about our nationality. How do we relate to each other? You know, if any other ethnic nationality relate with each other anyhow, let us, the old Eastern region, and any other person of us who is gerrymandered, be it in Benue, be it in Kogi, whoever, know ye where you belong, know ye your brethren. So then we unite like that. Anything that's happening to such people, anywhere they are, they will know that they have people they can reckon on. And the issue of there was a man, he was being kind of mischievous, although he is kind of he's a duplicitous, disingenuous Nigerian political what you can call hopefuls. You know, people who are foolishly hopeful about Nigeria. He was in what will be his situation as a minority in Biafra. Again and again, for the umpteenth time, there will be no minority in Biafra.
People, let me tell you, I understand what you're saying. I know these people, they know what they are doing. They will come and speak. You think they are with us on our cause? They are more poisonous than the Fulani.
Yes,
I'm telling you before God and man. I don't. Sometimes I wonder how our people can be easily deceived by sentiment. These people, I don't even. These are more poisonous. They will come nearer to you. You know, talk on your. Oh, you say, oh, we are together. From there, they will start. All they do is to try to destroy through inside. Through within.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That is.
Yes.
We try to get the consent of our people. Oh, we are together. Now from there they start injecting poison. That is what they do. I know.
Yes.
Go on.
Yes. So what this man is doing is what a person of that caliber, any person for that matter, can say to any IPOB man. Oh, this issue, I'm confused about it. What is the stand of IPOB in it? People have asked me such questions, and I've tried in my own capacity to answer. If I couldn't answer, I will go to a superior who can give me the answer and give to the person. So the assurance I'm reaffirming to Biafrans in the air today is that there will be no minority in Biafra. The Ibibio man, the Anang man, the Isoko, the Urobo, the Ishekiri, even Idoma. Every ethnic nationality in Biafra, we have what you call their own parliaments. They make their own laws in their own language. They manage their resources, and we have a central government. And so let nobody deceive you by telling you any cock and bull story about minority. It is dead on arrival. And again, my main cause of calling your guest touched on something, saying that we should, put our house in order and things like that, and change things that are not working for us as a people. You know what I want to tell Biafra today, and it is a ageless fact that any race, any people that play the lamp, the wounded, the soft one, the crying one, you will go extinct. You will go extinct. You have to bring up the eye you used to pull to survive, and that is the point we are now. Let's those people who are thinking that they will pocket us. Somebody is writing that they have pocketed the Hausas, and the Hausas know where they belong. That the Igbos are unruly, but that we shall tell them that we will take our independence and our freedom by ourselves. We are not, my brothers. Mazi Jonathan, you talked on something when you were discussing with your guest. If Mazi Nankano, if our leader was a blonde British, that's a blonde Englishman, kidnapped in Kenya, taken to Nigeria, will the British government and the British consular in Lagos telling us that we give him a consular access? What is consular access? That your citizen is kidnapped. So what I want to conclude is that only the restoration of Biafra will give our people a home, a country that will come for you, whatever happens to you abroad. We know by tradition, we don't leave our people abroad, even if they are dead, we go and take them. So any Biafra, anybody from the old Eastern region listening to me, know ye that it's only Biafra will come for you, life or death. in poverty or in wealth. We go and take our people who are suffering in other countries, we bring them home because we are princes and princesses, and we are kings and queens. So we cannot be go and scavenging all over the world or dying and being thrown away abroad. Only if you restore Biafra, you restore your dignity as a human being on this earth. Otherwise, Fulani will do you what they do to Hausa and pretend will be speaking nonsense grammar about consular access. What the hell is that? Thank you, my brother, and God bless you all.
And you too. Thank you, my brother, and remain blessed. Caller on WhatsApp, thank you for holding on. Mazi, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, are you there? What's up today? Caller on WhatsApp, are you?
Can I go ahead?
I have been speaking, talk. It seems you people on WhatsApp and just.
I can hear you.
Go on, please. Go on.
Can I go ahead?
Go ahead, go on.
Can I go ahead?
Okay. Almost here, Biafra. Go on.
Yeah, MAZI, for the last caller, for what he said about minority, our leader said the minority against who? In our Biafra, we don't have a minority.
MAZI,
as he said, it's very, very good there.
MAZI, let me ask this question before you continue. I said, let me ask this question before you continue. Let me say this. Where these people minority before the advent of the British? Where was this minority emanated when Britain started what we call the Woolings Minority Report? They raised the consciousness. The Amba women riots you are hearing is mostly even from Ibibio Ijo women that gathered themselves that time in unity. Nobody was a minority. Nobody. Oh, how can as I said, these people, Nigerian politicians, they know how to enter into the head of the people. And they mastered that art. Very poisonous. They are very poisonous. All these things they are doing, saying, just for their own personal benefit. So that they can, okay, you're a minority, okay, we'll be giving you 3% of oil in your land, so that now it doesn't concern others. It's only us, so that you'll be, my brother, go on, please, go on.
All you have to know is this is our radio. This is our radio, and IPO, they have done a great work. All our people now heading to Eastern region to build house. No one now. At least before we have a 70% building out of our land, but today now 70% are building in our land. This radio is doing a great work. I hail IPB and our leader. But Mazi, what makes me to call tonight? Number one is I want to advise all our Biafrans hardcore. There's a lot of fake news. Somebody will be in his home, spooky, going to be a ginger, and come and speak rubbish, and you are listening. As a hardcore Biafra, when you listen to fake news, you will know. Don't share your enemy's video or your enemy's voice record. As they holding our leader, you cannot expect him to get weight. You can be giving money. They are giving people money to speak. That they bring their fake news. Before our leader, before our barrister meet our, there's a lot of fake news. Some saying Czech Republic, some saying Brazil, some saying Singapore. IPA members have to know we are in struggle. And one thing again, I want to tell our people: when you enter flight, when you book a ticket in airline, that airline, if it is like Kenya Airways, the Kenya from their head office, they've been doing
so person are entering our flight, so date. When this plane landed here in India, the Kenya official will take the list of the passengers to the Indian security, hand it over to the Indian security. You understand now? So some people are talking our leader, some people betrayed him. Our leader have not said so. You cannot be speaking our leader's mind. Allow him. Our barrister see him. His brother is there. Our members are there. Never accusing any IPOB member. You cannot be using somebody who is bossing you in boss or calling you for fake news to be fighting yourself in your struggle. It's not done like that. Allow anybody who do this, hold hand on this. Our leader will say it. We will know. But let us not bring in accusing people, those who will be working as it does silly. Remember, we take an oath on what we are doing. Anybody who go against our oath will die. Let us not accuse you. Let some people online, I don't know if it's the member of that people, but our member don't accuse anybody. Enter online. Start work. Start making contact. There's one music said, Biafra Hausa. We are trained. We don't have anything our way, we crush it. Don't allow yourself to be used. There's a lot of money they are bringing out to divide us, but we have a radio Biafra. Nobody can do it. If you are those taking people on phone, stop it. Or going on propaganda. I would be of that. I want our and the member have not to continue your work with everybody must be on deck. This is a challenge. Not every time you eating food with meat. When it is another way, it is like that. This is time of working hard. You have this going on, not the whole world supporting us. Why can't you support us on this time? You are bringing, they said, I hear. This is not how to do freedom fighter. If you are among this who do this, resist from that. It cannot help you. MAZI, this is all I want to say by this time. All hail Biafra.
Almost hail Biafra. Thank you very much. What is happening? Most of these people doing this, they are not even IPOB members. They are not family members. I'm telling you, I will assure you that. These are mischievous set of people, you know, because the Nigerian government have dished out money. That's it. Caller on direct line. I have caller on direct line. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, MAZI Jonathan.
Welcome to the
MAZI Jonathan. My name is Chris. Thank you. My name is Christopher Nnadede.
Welcome.
First of all, I'd like to thank one of your listeners that have my telephone by my head. Probably you can say 24 hours. I'm an old retired man. I'm in found it. And I enjoy always listening to all of you. One of the reasons I'm calling you, what actually got me excited to call you right now is calling to acknowledge the man you spoke with. His name, Godwin Abudi. Am I correct by his name?
Yeah. Godwin Abudi.
Okay. So you two listened to him so well that you almost never wanted to let him go. And I'm so proud that we have such people, well composed, so knowledgeable. He said so many things, and I'm sure you liked all of them. I did too. Well, I classify him a philosopher, but I don't know whether he could be a king, because most of the advice he gave you you were waiting to see if you can get a man like that, because our vice president, we all did so much. But when we hear in a house, kind of meeting, I was waiting to hear also him tell you that he is going home to call a meeting. is going to do this or do that. Jonathan, this time is the time for activity. This is no more time for talking. This is no more time for philosophy. This is no more time for all this and they put right verses in a Bible and they make noise. I am suggesting something to you. What my suggestion one, I change activity. So that then they can here and I got no now only Kuben. So in natural when actions are going on, that there is something new doing. And we are doing activity. And that is my suggestion is only for your line. Anybody who is calling John or any other MAZI who is a broadcaster, you first of all have qualified that he had no contribution to our cause. We will begin to raise funds. All of you should convert yourself as money collectors for Biafra. We're no more going to do all this talking and we keep on rallying and everyone there. And we need people. Just again. I'll be under my no secret. Secret. I had thousands of people talking. And then they're just laying on their bed on chairs. There's nothing secret about it. I actually know by now that Nigeria. I want to begin to hear people call this one and say it's open. And we would like to follow them and make sure it happens. And I actually we want to hear that we will explode somewhere. And I name number one, we can with finance call, say finance call, and that any phone person for it there. After saying his name, I contributed to the fund corpus of Biafra. Because I'm an old man, ready to my 80s. Immediately, Nnamdi Kanu may announce the December 12th. And then, there was a time I knew that Biafra, because there was news all over the world that Biafra is coming. We didn't know. So, immediately announced ES. That was coming of Biafra. Biafra went in Haiti. And so, let me tell you, merely that announcement. On Social Security, I don't get more than $1,000 a month. I immediately get an annuity. The second one annuity immediately. I'd like to give you my name and check her off. I get $50 from that, my one little money that is not even enough to pay my rent. Every month, it will continually be going out of my little food money for as long as I live, for as long as Biafra we are fighting for it. So I would like to hear that everyone, all these people calling you, first of all, you give them what I call finance call. Your number one thing is, hey, what is your finance call? I donated to Biafra. Look at how much I'm paying. I want you $20. I also come in and $20. But someone now I won't depend on what carry. No, it's all Ibrahim now not around here. Now call all those things. Now Brian Chinek and we already know all this. And so please, my brother, and I am calling for a narrative change. And because that is the way I engage man, Martin Nnamdi Kanu, or Dindo, but at the same time, we will make sure there are hundreds of Nnamdi Kanus, and we are here. And the narrative on your program should change from today. I listened to his wisdom. He was so. Okay. All the can hear cut him off.
No, I'm not cutting you off, because we have captured what you are saying. So
I am concluding. Didn't tell me that. So please to be allow me to round up.
Round up, please.
Thank you, sir. I think I live in Los Angeles just like you. I'm rounding up on the same man, Aburi, because I think that man has a lot to offer this organization. And he's trying not to act like he's staging a coup or taking over, because his wisdom is so much. So I would like to also pass it to him. I'm sure he's listening to my voice. Let him be an activity person. Let him be an actor. And let him stop being a talker, because his wisdom is so much that all any law but I'm sure you do. He's asking us to go and deal with all these people in delay. And then he doesn't have a way of he just gave a prescription. He doesn't show us the pharmacy where we can buy the medicine. So I indulge into everything you said. And all I'm going to make for this call. Wherever you are, do what you think what it is. Yaka in that meeting. Be lucky in our house, and we'll praise you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma. This is a family radio anyway. Caller on WhatsApp. Thank you for holding on. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. My name is Wada Gregory. I am calling from the Netherlands, sir.
Welcome to the program. Go on.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have before I make some announcements for our emergency meeting on Sunday. First and foremost, I want to say for your effort, for your hard work. I also want to say that God to protect our leader who is going through hell because of us and our unborn generation. I say, may Chukwu Kabiama grant him the strength that he needs at this moment, as we will be here praying and doing all that we can do to make sure that he's out from that place.
Okay.
I will go on to make the announcement. The IPOP family in the Netherlands will be having a general meeting, an emergency meeting on Sunday, the 11th of July. The address is Egoli, number 9. And the time is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I repeat, IPOP family in the Netherlands are having emergency meeting on the Sunday 11th. The venue is Egoli, number 9. And the time is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We urge all Biafrans and lovers of freedom to be there. It is a challenge that has been thrown to us. They are going to size us. They want to know our weight, and they will see our weight. MAZI, having made this announcement, which is one of the most important, I want to chip in just few things. I'm not going to take too much time. And MAZI, please don't allow people to take too much time, because a lot of people are calling. We are in a critical time. 2, 3, 4 minutes is enough.
People are calling. Many people. Honestly.
Yes. Okay, MAZI, I want to chip in our brother who just who called before me now said the same thing. IPOP family worldwide should cease saying that anybody betrayed our leader. Our leader have not said so. We don't want anyone to use that avenue to disorganize us. IPOP family should understand our leader told us that there is conspiracy against us. IPOP family should take note. I don't want to see it in anybody's platform again saying that anybody betrayed our leader. Our leader have not said anything like that until we hear from our leader. Right now, our main problem should be how our leader is going to come out from that zoological republic of the zoo. That is what we have to be worried about now, not who betrayed our leader or who betrayed our leader. And if you ask me, I will tell you nobody betrayed our leader. Because our leader gave us, if you are in the spirit and you follow MAZI Nnamdi, this is 4 years now that he came out from, he reappeared after they wanted to kill him and he escaped for his life. MAZI never gave us, yes, sometimes he do say we should pray, but MAZI never declared from Psalm 1 to Psalm 150. Before a spiritual man embarks in a dangerous journey, I think MAZI knew what he perceived that something like this was going to happen. I asked all Biafrans to go and listen to MAZI's last broadcast, what he said, and stop pointing accusing fingers. That having been said, I still want to chip in something. I stumbled on a post a brother made today. He was saying that those Biafras in Biafra land, if you can't go to Abuja, sit at home. MAZI, this is not my place to say. I don't know if you can help me send this message to DOS. I think it's a good suggestion. Okay. Okay, MAZI. Okay. I just joined. I didn't even hear what the topic was. I was just coming back from the supermarket. You know. So another thing Biafrans that are going to Abuja on 26th should be very, very, very careful, because we have seen that Nigeria is a terrorist country. Nigeria is they might set you up. If you have money, you will go 2 or 3 days before time. Please do so. You should not go and pack in one bus. They will attack you on the way. Be smart and do the needful. Be very smart. We have to be ahead of these people. If you have money, you want to go a day or 2 before you people don't go and pack yourself in one. They will just stop you on the way and shoot all of you, and nothing will happen. You know them. They are terrorists. It has been known to the whole world. That's what else did I write down that I wanted to say? I think that is all that I want to say for now. I will be calling to see we will be calling to be advising our people at this critical time what we have to do. Everybody should be in prayers for MAZI. I strongly believe in my spirit that nothing is going to happen to our leader, and that our leader knows what he's doing. This is the pure thing God in how it has managed. He's a great man. We have to any person that is imagine Nnamdi Kanu, just like MAZI said, I can see a guy there normal. You understand? Because Nigeria, nobody will be agitating. Nobody will be agitating. If Nigeria is good, nobody will be agitating. You understand? I will let such a country happen. Our next generation, they will never. That is when they say your ancestors are witch. And that's something that people ancestors don't have that. That is what witch is all about. To leave your next generation in that condition of Nigeria, it is an abomination before people can. So we must do the needful. Mazindo, let me not take your time.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Remain blessed. I think you gave advice and you flaunted your advice. To round up as you wanted.
Our next generation.
Yes, yes, MAZI, living from here. Good evening, Biafrans and lovers of. Thank you very much. I think first of all, I love your work this night, and more especially that is it a legal expert or a lawyer you brought this evening to discuss. The earlier stage, I was listening to him, and at some point, when you put out some critical question, I think he reverted back to make some correction, because in the first place, by the way, my name is Pastor Jack, calling from my location, and because our leader was abducted, and this was not the first time the Nigeria state has done that, and secondly, just like our lawyer said, our leader have announced to the world that he's going to appear before the court, and he promised to defeat the Nigerian government because they don't have any case against him, because all those frivolous charges are bogus for nothing. Our leader never committed any of them. In spite of that, the Nigerian state presidency sent his army, his killing squad, to come and invade our leader's house and killed more than 28 persons. It's on video, like he said, it's on record. And divinely, our leader escaped the assassination. Anybody coming out to say our leader John Bell, I will simply describe that person to be an idiotic individual. Even though you're a lawyer, I don't give a dime. Because common law, all of us have the understanding, at least we have done that as a good cause. So for you to wake up, looking at the circumstance surrounding the living of our leader, and you still say our leader John Bell, that means you are a quack lawyer, you do not know anything. And apart from that, an application was filed by our defense team challenging the bail vacation the federal government brought against our leader on the excuse that he John Bell. Whereas court refused to entertain that application. Questioning why did Nigeria have to send nothing to come and invade the house of our leader and kill more than 28 people in that house. The court never entertained it to today. And the federal government, being the prosecuting team, has never responded. And you are talking about jumping bail, whereas you know that the same prosecuting team, the Nigerian government, led or committed a crime that led to our leaders seeking a safe help or refuge for his life, because it was declaring to the whole world. It is on video. They never knew that the action. I remember they came with their denial, saying that they saw a truck loaded with explosive. Today, the court had the same court of Mintayako never entertained that application from our defense team, asking the government why they send army to invade Afarugu, invade the palace of our leader, for killing more than 28 people. Which, if they have killed our leader, Bonaventure, that same court wouldn't have entertained the case, asking why they assassinated somebody that has case with them and want to come and face the case. And they left that and discussing another thing. Secondly, our leader, a direct and authentic evidence who testified that these people are adopted. Our lawyer has issued that statement, explaining what transpired. At the point of exit from Kenya, our leader was abducted by Kenyan authority. So Kenya government coming out to deny is another mockery and indictment on their own. And there's one thing they never knew. They never knew that IPOB is in possession of the footage of everything that happened there, because as was said by our lawyer, that they have their video evidence in case they are denying, because they thought they are going to be smart But you know what? When you think you know everything, there are still certain things you don't know, more especially when you are committing crime illegally. You abducted a citizen of another country and peradventure move him against his will into Nigeria. And somebody is saying you are waiting Nigeria to come and give a state, to come and give the true state of where they abducted our leader. And our leader, as a direct evidence and witness, told you where he was abducted. Because even though you check the track of that travel, you will see it that it was in Kenya. And we still have the video. What else are you waiting for Nigeria to come and tell you? Whereas you have heard from our leader directly. And our lawyer have released the statement, making it plain and known to you and to the public. What are you waiting? Are you waiting for the dead who are his name, presidency, to come and tell you what? Is Kenya trying to deny because they never knew? We have more than evidence to prosecute them at the International Criminal Court. And they don't want to mention the other supposedly Westerners that are involved in this kangaroo abduction of our leader. They never knew. And they never knew we were going to get to that point. And that is why Kenya have to deny. And personally, in this point we are making, if you're a Kenyan in Biafra land, better leave our land because it's not going to augur well. We cannot see you with our two eyes, our land, where your government committed this kind of atrocity and crime against over 70 million Biafra. We will not use our eye and see you in our land. If you are in Biafra land, you better leave because anything you see, you will take it. We will fight Kenya at all levels and we pay. This is not a time when they abducted Omoro Duko with crate and brought him back. He can't do that to Biafra and escape. Now, having said that, just like you see the last caller that said, if you are going to Abuja, let me tell you, please stop making that call, telling anybody you are going to Abuja. Don't use your line and make call and tell anybody you are going to Abuja. Use a secure social media platform. And like our sister said, you can go ahead of them. And I want to make this call that all Biafrans should shut up your cease. Close your business, close your market, close everything, including school. Shut down Biafra that very day. Everybody must stand with our leader. Whether you are going to Abuja or you are not going to Abuja, is a suggestion, not an order. That everywhere in Biafra land should be locked down that very day. And you know what? We are not going to give up. We will give our life and bring our leader out. Nigeria we born. It's not a joke. We can't give up. It's never done, except there's no longer anybody living. And for politicians, it needless reminding you that election will not hold in our land. And after dealing with you one after the other, you will come to understand that this journey we have commenced, there is no going back. Because some of you are still doubting, but you will come to understand. I love the fact that the Fulani people have attacked you in your useless meeting of the Southern governors. You are talking about presidency coming to the South. No, you will continue to fool yourself. But then you see, those of you that are part of this orchestration of evil against both our leader and Biafrans, we will make the land uncomfortable for you. It's either you go to exile or you will kick the bucket. There's no two ways about it. Nobody will stop Biafra. God on our side, we will fight with our last God, and Biafra shall come in our time. MAZI, Jonathan, thank you very much. That's just my contribution to make. Okay.
Thank you, MAZI. Jack, Pastor Jack, I remain blessed. I think I am going to cut this program. I have a notice, I have an emergency meeting, please. I think this is where I'm going to cut the program till tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Kapiama. Therefore, I don't know before I cut the program, before I stop. I don't know whether MAZI, you're there. You have anything to say? Just a very few minutes. I have a meeting, very important, which I need to attend.
Is that free?
Yes, yes, MAZI Godwin. Hope you have the comments of...
it's Apuri here again.
Yes, please, your closing remarks, please. Just 2 minutes, please.
I think we are on the same point. I have been misunderstood in some of the comments I have had been made, and I can understand the overflow of emotion and the references made myself as a quack. But those things are absolutely usual in an issue such as this. But as a way of clarification, it should make clear that I recognize and I pointed out in the time I spoke that the assault on Nnamdi Kanu's MAZI's house and the killing and causing of damage to property and casualties that ensued thereafter is unexcusable and it's an abuse of process. And that a man in that situation who has suffered such harassment is entitled to humanitarian protection. But I guess the overflowing emotions of the last commentator didn't allow him to quite grasp the substance of my delivery. But the point is the same. Everybody's speaking the same thing. As I pointed out, there are about 6-7 million Fulani men. There are less than 1 million officers or elected administrators and leaders in Nigeria. If we have over 70 million people in the southeast and 5-6 million of them show up and make a clear demonstration and statement in Abuja, it should resonate. It should resonate. But the point remains really, which from my personal viewpoint, that we need to keep our house together. We cannot expect third parties to come and do this for us. Of course, there is an overflow and a riot of emotions, but all of this is not unexpected, but they need to be harnessed and directed properly. The crucial point at present is that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated, and all efforts must directed to ensuring that he's properly represented. And that means every true Igbo man who is a solicitor, an advocate of Nigeria, what is onion, should render his opinion, support as best as he can. Every true man, by that I mean a man and a woman who is a legal mind, because we don't have women in the profession, we have gentlemen in skirts. They should all rise up, for the cry-on call has been made. It is either we direct Nigeria right or Nigeria collapses, because the disease or maladies which Nnamdi Kanu speaks of, the symptoms are everywhere. And unless the cure is applied, the place is bound to die. That's my sum up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. I remain blessed. One thing is this, because this is the Nigeria could never be directed right. That is the thank you very much. Anyway, Nigeria will never be directed or redirected. It is impossible. It is highly impossible. We have tried. Our late leader, Odimegwu Ojukwu, he said, we have tried to live as Nigerians that are created by Britain. We try to be what they want us to be, but it is impossible. Adam ake benanka. It's impossible. We have tried. They are limiting our potentials. If we speak, they say, no, everybody is marginalized. No. They cover it like that. This is what they have been using in, making sure that we continue being limited, potential-wise. Anyhow, once you speak, they say, no, it's not only Biafrans are marginalized. They go to Borno and see poverty. Go to Gwagwarada and you see poverty. And, this is heinous. The way people argue or the way they want to push people to reason is very, very bad and mischievous. They will also tell you, but even you see, boss, they are even the most richest, but they are still complaining. What are you complaining? It's just like you are riding a bike, and I have a jet fighter. I mean, a jet. And you think that, we need the same distance to function. Bicycle rides on the ground, jet flies on air. If the jet is not provided with that A to fly, it becomes useless. A bicycle will even run above it or pass it. So, all these, they are useless arguments of, everybody is marginalized. No. We are not given the fair, the level playground to exhibit our potential. That is the main problem. Do you see it? Do you see it? They use quota system, everything to kill us. I'm going to stop here, please, because I'm already late in the meeting. Tomorrow is another day, and from here, it is simply good evening.
The more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. The more we fight together. The more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. Rising soul. Rising soul. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. We've been crying, the world cannot believe. We've been lamenting, the world cannot believe. Our tears flow, the world cannot see. There's no blood flow.
With regard to what's going on in the Southeast and the response of Mr. President, Ruben, let me just say this. Well, somebody was discussing with me and said, why don't we tell Mr. President something, that the language that the Igbos understand, that we can let him know the language. And I want to share it with Nigerians. The language that Igbos understand actually is in the days when we had polygamy, that is rife, when you treat every wife the same way you treat all of them, they will be happy. In other words, people would want to treat every other person. It is this imbalance in treatment, this unjust treatment of people, that is leading to this whole I would say, response by violence. But I can say one thing. The Southeast Caucus, both in the House and in the Senate, we issued a statement a couple of days ago. And what we said was that we totally condemn the violence that is enveloping us in the Southeast. No, none of us supports the raging violence there, the killing of policemen, the destruction and the burning of government offices, INEC, courts, and so forth. None of us supports it. We know that you can only get what you want by negotiation, and that you're not going to get it through a violent means. But another thing that we also know is that the response that we're getting from the federal government does not seem to us to be a response that is calculated to douse tension and bring peace. When you threaten to visit on people depredations of a civil war, what type of message are you sending out? We expect Mr. President, as the father of the nation, to be able to embrace everybody. But you see, we have always seen this pattern. And this pattern is that it doesn't matter what happens elsewhere. Anytime anything happens in the Southeast, it is when the president comes out and with this and says, we will crush you, we will do this, or we will do that. And we think that that is not a way to go. If you go to the airport, and if you're coming from the airport in Abuja, you will see this big banner with a very beautiful photograph of Mr. President, and that banner says, Baba for all. So, if Baba, rather than being for all, is for some people, and then for the Southeast, you tell them that I will deal with you. I don't think that people in the Southeast are going to be very, very happy about that. And that is what we see. As for the root cause of what is leading to all this, we have consistently said it over the years. And that has always been that the root of everything is justice. If you do not give people justice, the impression will always be created in the minds of those from the Southeast that they are being seen as people from a different place. Let's just put it that way. Because I remember that when we started shouting about the incursion of the herdsmen, the killer herdsmen coming into Nigeria and coming down south to the Benue Plateau, and there's so much killings and all that. And we continue shouting, this, what's going on? And we were always being given very different reasons for which we should accommodate foreigners. And we couldn't understand it. And I remember that on the floor of the Senate, we all condemned it, and condemned it not just by those from the Southeast, but everyone. And so at this moment, where things have gotten to this point, to now see that it's only one part of the country, the Southeast, that is going to be visited with the might of the federal government, makes all of us, well, say that we could find a better way and a better path. And the only way we can do it is engagement with the people. We must engage. When the Southern governors met, they said, try to engage. Everybody has been saying, try to engage. When we're still waiting for that engagement.
Well, I was explaining the situation, the position of Igbos in Nigeria to a foreign friend of mine, and I used the phrase stepchildren is how Igbos are treated. So it's funny you should mention polygamy. I took it to a different level. But I want to play devil's advocate here and ask you if you feel personally threatened by what the president said as an Igbo man, or if he was actually referring, if that tough talk was targeted specifically at criminals causing unrest in the Southeast, because those are the people making Igbo women widows and Igbo children orphans when they go and murder police officers and murder innocent, peace-loving Igbos trying to just get along with their lives.
Well, also in playing devil's advocate, let me also play the reverse to you. Was any threat made to all people in the Northeast? With all the killings going on there, was there any threat made to the people, even in the president's own state of Katsina, with all the killings and banditry and everything going on there? None. So why the Southeast? That is the question that we always want to ask. And I think really that let me also use another adage in Igbo. The world view of the Igbo is Egbe bere, ugo bere. Let the eagle and the hawk perch together. Let no one tell the other don't perch. That has always been our feeling. Now, Igbos are the most widely traveled people that you know. And we also have an ethos, and that is Ojembe. We cannot be angry with people because we also go out everywhere. So when this type of, I would say, personalization of the angst, what it tells us is something, and with all due respect, it just makes everyone feel, including myself, that somehow, when there's a big problem in Nigeria and you need to resolve it, use the Igbo head to resolve that problem. That's that. But let me tell you one other thing that I'm very, very happy about. And that is when the Minister of Justice made the unfortunate statement about spare part traders, you saw Nigerians all when this, the unfortunate statement that was credited to Mr. President also came out, you could also see Nigerians come out and say, I am Igbo. In other words, we have transcended those artificial boundaries that they use before to demonize a particular group of people. And so we are happy that Nigerians are all coming together. Nigerians are all seeing that what is here is not the Igbo problem. That what is here is a criminal syndicate going around all parts of the country, and the government needs to unravel it. If a criminal burns a police station or kills, and then you do nothing, and then you now go and arrest every villager that you see on the street, which is what is going on in the Southeast, you cannot be resolving the issue. What you're actually doing is that you're letting everybody know that it is us versus them, which is not a very good way of building unity in the country. So we, in our statement, now said, let the Inspector General of Police and the other security agencies conduct in-depth investigations, bring people, try them, not to just round up youths that you see, conduct extrajudicial killings, and then say that, oh, you have resolved the issue. You don't. You actually push it on the ground, and it continues to fester. So we have been calling and calling for an engagement, a civil engagement that will resolve the issues.
We
Good morning, great Biafrans, wonderful people, beautiful people. I welcome you this morning. It is a glorious day once again. It is a glorious morning, of course, the one that Chukwu Kabiama have made. Today is indeed Wednesday, of course. It is the 16th day of June 2021, and the time starting here at 9:31